Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Black Ice Esports podcast. I'm your host, Adam Kilbo, aka Nerdy Hydra, and today I have with me two guests. The first one I'll introduce to you is Vic. Vic, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Vic. Victor Armani. I am Code Zero on League and basically everything else. But yeah,
Hey, how are you doing today, Vic?
I'm pretty good. It's kind of warm outside. Other than that, winning some League games and just chilling at the moment.
Yeah, sure thing. The second guest that we have here today is Keshan. How are you, Keshan?
So I'm doing pretty good, thank you.
Yeah, and do you go by any other name as well?
Oh yes. So I go by Hsu Hao, aka Maximer HP, aka the one Kratos in League. Another one I go by Jada Toys on Xbox. I got a couple more names too, but I can't remember them.
A man of many names.
Yes, man of many names. Yes.
Yeah, so tell me about yourself and your affiliation with the Black Ice. What do you guys do?
Vic?
Well, I'm basically one of the tech leads there. Anything you guys break while you're here, I handle it. To put it frankly, but a lot of the technical details I have a lot of assistance with between Adam and Riaz and Faisal, but whatever comes at my way, and I'm also kind of managing our streamers and their streams and things of that magnitude, helping them get set up with Twitch and making sure their overlays and everything looks good. That's another role I'll be kind of handling a lot more here as we start getting, kind of prepared to get our streamers kind of into a mainstream scheduling process. But yeah, you'll see kind of a lot of me in the behind the scenes moderation and stuff like that with our streams and things of that magnitude.
Yeah, definitely. There's been a lot of streaming that we've been doing up here in the background, and we're gonna only get more of it and get more people to get involved with this. So we're gonna be quite active on the Twitch. So yeah, Kishan, what do you do?
I am the, and correct me if I'm wrong, Vic, but I am the technical infrastructure, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I make sure that everything is. Yeah, you got to tell me what it was. So I pretty much make sure that everything is wired up, ready to go. Everything is powered up, and
Basically, to put it frankly, like a systems deployment operator.
that sounds a lot more badass than technical infrastructure. But yeah, so pretty much when you walk into Black Ice, everything that's running, it's my handiwork.
Yeah, so you
Quite,
two.
quite proud of. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. Last time we had our space set up, it looked quite nice, and I was excited to get it going, but that was unfortunately space that we couldn't keep any longer.
And the Fire Nation attacked.
Yeah, the Fire Nation attacked. So you two live together, right?
Yes.
And I've heard so much about you two as a duo. I hear you guys stream together a bit on League, and do you do any other games?
Apex.
Yeah, Apex Legends. Whenever we get a chance. What else do we do? Is it just those two?
Yeah, it's just those two right now. Pretty much anytime that you hear someone screaming at the other person, that's us.
Yeah, you two make quite the dynamic duo.
I get that a lot. Yeah, we get that a lot. I don't see it, but we get that a lot though. I would just think we're just pushing each other off because we're both garbage at the game. we just try to see who's the worst at it.
Yeah, how long have you guys been playing games together for then?
Whoo!
We started in what, Warframe?
They even before that.
Like,
you talk about games.
Yeah, no.
This is like early 2000s. I want to say early 2000s to be on the safe side.
Oh wow!
I'm saying like competitively online.
Like online.
I think we started at Halo.
Yeah. No, you know what? Yeah, probably Halo 3.
Yeah.
Probably Halo 3. Call it like the old COD days. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So I was the main trash talker. So anytime somebody need to catch hands, I'll shit talk and then have somebody else take care of it.
That was an important role back in the early days of Halo.
Oh Oh
Yeah,
yes.
everybody needed a resident shit talker.
Yeah. That was the king at it.
It sounds like you guys still develop that banter then, even now. Yeah, tell me about a bit like playing League of Legends and Vic. I know that you've made a few videos. Tell me about that.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, go
that's-
ahead. I'll fact check.
Honestly, like our league videos, like what I release is what we go through basically every day. When we play together, that's just like a snippet. Like, anytime him and I play together and I decide, hey, maybe I should just record this, it ends up being a video. It's just how it works. Like the banter always goes exactly how it's supposed to go. Like, he's either screaming at me or I'm screaming at him, or we're screaming at their team,
Yeah.
thinking about what their own teammates are saying about that one teammate who's feeding. So that's kind of how it goes.
And the crazy part is that we don't try to get mad at each other. It just happens
Yeah, it just happens.
because it's league.
Oh, you got something happening though. If you're getting mad at each other for about 20 years and you're still sticking together, that's it's some good synergy then.
Oh yeah, because at the end of the game, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a game.
Yeah,
I can call him dog shit. You can call me trash bags, but at the end of the day, it's just a video game.
Yeah, so I mean, if you had a style then, would it be this banter style?
Yeah, definitely. And it's something that I picked up maybe years ago, and it's kind of why I try to convince him to get into streaming and making videos and stuff. There was I think the first big release that we did was a couple years ago when the Ghost Recon Wildlands demo came out. Not even just, the game, like the demo. Like he texted me one morning, he was like, "Yo, man, there's this game coming out, it's free. Why don't we play it together?" And I was like, you know what? This would probably be a really good opportunity to stream it together. And I'm really sad that I didn't get to finish it because I lost most of the footage that we had recorded, but I think I put up 4 videos?
Yeah, about 4 or 5. Yeah.
Some of the funniest stuff you will ever see. And like after I finished editing that series with the footage that I did have, I was like, you know what? Having him in my content and vice versa would be probably really good for us because of the dynamic. So that's kind of how it trailed off into like, I include him in my streams and in my videos and stuff like that.
I remember those Wildland videos, and not yours in particular, but playing that game, and I even made a couple videos myself out of that. That's such a game where so many choices and so many things can go right and wrong. So that's got to be a good natural choice.
Yeah.
I think every time we played it went wrong. Like,
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, if you actually go back and watch those videos, it looks like that we're clowning around. To be honest, we were trying our hardest just to beat the damn game. Like we spent like a good 5 or 6 hours trying to beat one part.
One mission.
Just trying to infiltrate a base. Trying our hardest, like every type of tactics you could think of. We still sucked at it. It took us 6 hours to beat it.
Yeah.
So you would go in hard, you go in loud, and it wouldn't work. You could try going silently, it wouldn't work.
Yeah, because someone's always botching it up.
Yeah, so like one of us always messed it up.
Like there was one point where I think took us like 5 hours, and we finally got to the point, and like I'm inside like this building interrogating the guy, and then Vic comes out of nowhere and just shoots him, and then like the mission failed. I'm like, dude, why did you do that? He said, "Oh, I thought he was a bad guy." Yeah, I know he's a bad guy, but you're not supposed to shoot that guy. And then it took us like another 2 to 3 hours just to beat that damn part.
Yeah, then like the second time, after we beat it, it was like the second or third time we go in, and he's like on the ground. I'm like in a sniper tower with an MSR, and I'm like just taking out targets that are around him. And the target that we were supposed to interrogate was like on a roof with a gun, and I popped him in the head. It was just like mission failed. He was like, "What did you do? What did you do?"
It's sometimes it's fun being
like 3 hours later, we finally beat the mission. It's like those first 4 videos, like 3 of them are just us trying to beat that one mission.
So you got 3 whole videos, and it's still all right. We're stuck on this one. Let's give it one more try.
Yeah.
Oh,
we were just having a blast doing it though. Like despite all the the failures and stuff, we were just having fun.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Vic. So I hear you're actually quite a bit of a cosplayer. Well, I hear, even though I should say I've seen you cosplay, and you've done Spider-Man a few times.
Yeah. After the Into the Spider-Verse movie release, I rented it on YouTube or something like that. Yeah, it was YouTube. And I watched it. I fell in love with the movie. Literally as soon as the movie ended, like I ordered the movie costume that Miles was wearing, including the the hoodie and the shorts and everything. And then I got into this Facebook group for MN cosplayers, and that's how I met Carlos actually. They were doing this photo shoot, Amore Photography, shout out to them. They were doing this photo shoot in St. Paul, and they were just inviting, any Spider-Man. It doesn't matter, what universe you're from, but it was mainly an Into the Spider-Verse shoot that they wanted to do. But like, I mean, um, if you were uh, 2099 or something like that, you could show up. And I showed up there. I met a whole bunch of people, including Carlos, and that's kind of how me and Carlos's friendship kind of blossomed. I didn't even expect it to. Like, as soon as that whole event was over, we got each other's information. He sent me a text like, hey, we're doing this, we're doing that, we're going to, this cosplay meetup and this, this and that, and I kind of just started hanging out with Carlos and all the other cosplayers and stuff. Shortly after, I got into the Miles Morales comic books, and noticed that his suit in the comics was completely different than the Into the Spider Verse one. So I ended up ordering that one just to try to be the first in Minnesota with that one. I actually ended up being the first in Minnesota with that suit.
Oh wow, nice.
If you don't count, one of my buddies, he's from Wisconsin, and he had the suit like a week before I did, and he showed up for, I think, what event was that? I think it was GalaxyCon. He showed up with it. But yeah, that was about it.
Yeah, it's actually really funny how Spider-Man cosplay has actually brought a lot of us together here. Because I remember one time I was at a comic con, or sorry, not a comic. I was at a convention. It was Anime Minneapolis, or either that or Anime Detour. I can't remember which one.
Yep.
And I was cosplaying Krillin at the time, and Carlos, he was just kind of making friends essentially, and I was just sitting there, and Carlos met me. I was sitting on the balcony. I was just like, man, I kind of want to meet people here at this con. All of a sudden, Carlos,
Yeah.
literally at the moment, I was thinking that he comes up to me and starts talking to me, and we start meeting and making friends and getting together. And he's the one that pulled me into the whole Black Ice thing as well here.
Yep. Yep. Same for me. He was telling me about Faisal and Riaz and how they were trying to put a space together. This is before we had the space in Uptown. And he was like, yeah, man, like, I know you have the skill set and stuff like that. Like, if this ends up coming together, would you be interested? And I'm like, yeah, just let me know. A couple months later, um, he shoots me a text like, yeah, we've been doing this for like a couple of weeks now, and I want to kind of bring you in. Like, are you interested still? I'm like, hell yeah, just let me know time and place. And he's like, just meet us up in Uptown. I'm like, all right, and show up, and I meet. I was shocked to even see you because we had met before. The space had been put together, and then a
Yeah,
couple
that's
weeks
right.
later,
I think it's like
yeah,
GalaxyCon as well. I think I was there.
yeah, yeah, you were at GalaxyCon. We were playing Halo.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a week or two later, I brought Keshan in. I figured he would have some good skills to apply as well, and I think he would enjoy it. So
This is true.
yeah,
So Spider-Man cosplay, it's important to us in Black Ice. Yeah, that's
yeah, I haven't
actually
been able to cosplay in a little bit. I'm actually kind of sad.
yeah, it really stinks that there's really been no cons. I mean, the San Diego Comic Con, it's going on remotely, but
Yeah,
otherwise, a lot of the cons that I would normally go to have all been canceled this year, in like the Minnesota
yeah,
State Fair and Renfest and all those. It's been
yep,
unfortunate.
yep.
Unfortunate, but important for safety.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, actually, speaking of Spider-Man, though, the PS5, I think it's been fully announced, and it's got that whole design. You guys have seen that, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna Google that because I haven't seen
I've
it.
seen all the memes, like the one with like they kind of like posted it over Cell's head and stuff like that. Like it's actually kind of ridiculous looking.
Oh, dude, it looks like one of my modems.
Yeah, it kind of does look like a modem. It
Like
looks like a
that.
satellite, like Xfinity modem.
Oh, that looks pretty slick though.
It looks like
Like
Eva
it's
as
nice.
well from Wally as well.
Yeah.
It has like
Yeah.
that.
It
It
I
has that
definitely
that
agree.
that goddamn Stadia controller too.
Yeah.
He just ripping off everybody.
Yeah, that's really cool actually. Because talking about Spider-Man, they did announce that new game. So are you potentially
I am.
interested in grabbing that?
I'm honestly like crazy about that game right now. That and this new Marvel Avengers game that's coming out. But the Spider-Man, like as soon as I saw that, and it was just like Miles Morales, and it wasn't gonna be like an expand. Like he's getting his own game. I'm like, finally, like that's actually got me considering buying a PS5 or maybe renting it. I don't know. Like I don't know how like because I when it comes to like Sony systems, the only ones I've really owned was the PSP when that was popular, and the PS Vita when that was extremely unpopular. But
Damn.
but I haven't owned like a Sony console before. I've always been an Xbox fanboy. I had the original Xbox when it came out, then I got the 360 a few years later, then I got the Xbox One like day one, and I haven't really looked back.
Yeah, I can definitely say as well. I've mostly been on the Xbox side. Well, I've had the PS2, but then I just had the 360, and that lasted me for a while.
Forget that, man. I went from PlayStation 1 to GameCube to PS2 and then hopped over to Xbox 360. Like PlayStation was the shit. We had Crash Bandicoot, all the Resident Evil games. Abe's off. Dude, we had some kick ass games for the
Yeah, no, I know. You guys had Kingdom Hearts and everything like that
I didn't
too.
play that, but I mean I mainly just stuck with Resident Evil. We had some good games.
The closest I've come to owning a Sony system was an emulator I used to run on my PC here for PS2, and I just play all the classics like Dot Hack, GU, and some of the Final Fantasy games and Kingdom Hearts, obviously, and stuff like that. Like all the games I
There's
missed out on when I was a kid.
I just remember seeing in the store. I think even the time when Blockbuster was still a thing and around. I remember looking at the GameCube aisle for renting games, and then looking at the PS2 aisles for renting games. The PS2 aisle felt like it was 2 times bigger.
Yeah. I used to go to, I don't know if you guys remember, but they used to have Game Crazy.
Uh-uh.
It was basically like a Blockbuster for video games. I used to go to Game Crazy for like Xbox and Nintendo DS games all the time.
Yeah, I used to actually use GameFly as well. That was actually a
Yeah,
quite nice
yeah,
service.
yeah.
Whatever happened
GameFly
to
was
GameFly?
amazing.
I
They
don't
still
know.
around.
I think they're still around. Yeah.
Yeah, they're still around. They started offering, I think, some kind of digital services for PC. They're trying to work out something for Xbox, but it does. I mean, not Xbox and other consoles, but it's kind of moot at this point because Xbox has their Game Pass now,
Yeah.
which is getting ready to transition into a completely cloud-based service where you can basically like Netflix games instead of just downloading them to your console, you can just stream them over your console.
That ain't good.
Um,
Can you
and
imagine,
then
dude? Just like you're playing like a game you haven't saved yet, and then all of a sudden you just got DC.
well, you're gonna have your cloud saves and stuff.
Oh,
But it's just like instead of taking up room on your hard drive, it's just going to be feeding you. It's kind of like Stadia.
oh my god.
Yeah, it's just going
So,
to be feeding you the essential data
so
that
they're
you
taking
need,
Stadia's idea and making it their own.
basically.
Man, I thought Infinity War was bad, just stealing people's shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have mixed feelings about that type of thing. Like, it might be alright for single player games. I certainly wouldn't want to download the whole Assassin's Creed every single time. But at the same time, I don't think I would want to play any competitive multiplayer games over that type of service if you have to stream it.
That's like the same problem that Stadia was having that nobody was hopping on.
Well, the problem with Stadia was that they weren't ready for the release. Their servers that they had set up for streaming, plus the bandwidth requirements that were stated or weren't stated up until the release of the actual product, but the actual requirements for them are well beyond what 4G can handle. If you're going mobile, and then in most home setups, unless you're like you're established streamer, you know what you need. You're getting about a gigabit down, like maybe half a gigabit up, something like that. And yeah, that would be great for you, but it's an investment. I mean, it's either for most people who were looking at Stadia, they were either looking at, hey, I could just get it like I could spend the amount of money that I would would spend on getting that gigabit internet plus the Stadia and the Pixel phone on just a really dope PC with a couple of hard drives that can, I can download my games to and just play them to that. Or I could, get the Stadia for on the go, but my carrier can't support it, or I have to play it in my home. Like, it was kind of a toss up. But with the release of 5G, it's kind of getting to a point where it's a little bit more possible. And Google has been working to try to make their service a little bit more stable. It released way too early.
Yeah, if it ever does become popular and the reasons why it does get better, I'd be interested in giving it a shot. I'm not necessarily a big old fan of the model, but I'll give it a chance,
Right.
especially when it gets more optimized.
Yeah, exactly. And Microsoft have been working on that for a little while, actually. I remember I took a trip out to Europe. What was it, two years ago?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was about 2 years ago,
Yeah.
and they were working on a streaming service just between your Xbox and your Windows 10 PC. And I had my little Surface tablet, and I used to stream my Xbox from the living room up to my Surface tablet. And sometimes I would like, oh, I want to take a bath, like or something like that. And I would just put it like in the corner, and I'd just be sitting in a bubble bath with my controller. And I'm like, this is the life. But yeah, like they've been working on it, and I feel like it's getting better. A lot of gaming right now is moving over to cloud and streaming, and I think it's a good thing. At the same time, there's still a lot of hurdles that we need to cross, and I mean, we'll see where the technology takes us in the next maybe 2 or 3 years. But
It can
yeah, I
definitely
mean,
work. I tried
yeah,
out the Steam Link, and me and my buddy were playing co-op Guacamelee over at his place.
oh, that's pretty
And
cool.
yeah, with the Steam Link, it worked fine. It was just able to
Hmm.
stream from the PC to the TV, and besides some minor controller setup issues, because he's got some Steam controllers, and those things are a little bit weird. They're nice controllers. I like them, but they're not. I don't know. They need some better drivers or something, I guess, or more support in general. But yeah, otherwise it seemed like it worked well.
Yeah, definitely. It's mostly just optimization and things of that magnitude. I mean, like this is still in its infancy. And it's something completely new for its time. I mean, when we were getting into gaming as kids, like a lot of the kinks and stuff had already been sorted out and established.
Hmm.
I mean, compared to how games were back then, and it's kind of made our developers lazy, but compared to how games were back then, I mean, we mostly got a finished product. Like bugs and stuff of that magnitude, like on N64 and stuff like that, were almost non-existent.
What?
Almost.
They
I
were?
said almost.
Okay.
Yeah,
I said
almost.
almost.
Yeah.
Because how it is today, we've got completely broken games. I mean, do you guys? I mean, I don't know if you played it. I know Keyshawn hasn't, but Assassin's Creed Unity was a mess when it came out.
I think
There
I
was
heard
a
all
point
about
in
it.
time, yeah, there was a point I bought that game day one. Like I remember I came home from work and I completely forgot the game came out, and my girlfriend at the time was like, "Hey, the new Assassin's Creed is out." I was like, "Wait, what?" And I just bought it like right away. Started playing it for 2-3 days, and then like my fourth day, there was this mission where you have to like convert into the next stage of the game, but you have to like go through this weird like the world is breaking around you and stuff like that. And like I just kept falling through the floor. And I contacted Ubisoft about it. They were like, "We're completely aware about it. We're fixing it." And it took them like 2 months to fix it. Like I got a patch 2 months later just to end up finishing a game that I should have been able to finish maybe my first week of owning it.
Yeah,
And
it's
that happens
insane.
so frequently. Yeah.
It's insane that sometimes it feels like these days you can get like 200 gigabyte games, a AAA title that have a lot of bugs, versus Pokemon Red was put on 512 kilobytes, I believe, was the
Yeah.
cartridges on the Game Boy at the time.
And basically bug free unless you tried to bug it out.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's okay. Here's the thing though about that is when you buy games like that and you know they have problems and you keep buying them, what's the reason of them fixing it? That's like the same thing with Call of
And
Duty.
yeah, that was a conversation that Keyshawn and I and a couple of other our friends
Always
had,
have,
where
like,
it
yeah.
was like
Like why
we should
buy?
go
Like why keep paying $60,
Yeah, yeah,
$70
yeah. What did you
for
call
a
it?
game? What?
You said like we should go on strike or something. Like
Yeah,
that?
no, just don't,
Like a
just don't buy.
boycott?
No, don't
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
don't boycott. Just don't buy the game. If you don't like what's involved in that game, like Call of Duty, like back then, like I think the last time I played like an actual Call of Duty was like Black Ops 2. Ghost, like I played Ghost, bought like I bought it when it first came out, season pass, and it was complete dog doo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was complete dog doo. So guess what? I stopped buying that game. Even till now. Yeah, that was like the first game. That was like the first card I ever I wanted to return, but I was so screwed and so invested into that.
Yeah.
Because like I bought the season pass and you can't return the season pass.
Yeah, you
So
can't
like
return it.
fuck, you might as well keep it. But that card was like the last card game that I bought up until now. And then I'm playing the new one, and it's like they still haven't fixed it. Like how do you make a game for like 8-10 years in a row and still not fix the fundamentals? I should not be able to kill you. Then you spawn behind me and get shot in the back. I get shot in the back. It's been a problem like that since like COD 4 and it's never been fixed. Therefore, I stopped buying the game until they want to fix it.
It can definitely be tough with those games that I feel like they're basically an annual repurchase of the games, like the Call of Duty series.
Basically.
Well,
They're
like
the Madden of shooters.
yeah, even Madden, even sports game, they update a lot of things. Like if you ever play like sports game like 2K or whatever, they always update stuff. Whatever problem they have, besides like the currency, like the currency in that game. Besides that, they always keep it updated. Like speak with your wallet. If you don't like a game, stop buying it.
Yeah,
I stopped
agree.
I stopped buying Resident Evil after Resident Evil 6. Stop buying it. Same thing with COD. I stopped buying it. There's even Dead Space. Stop buying it. Just like if you don't like the games and they keep coming out, just speak with your wallet. $60 or $70. There's so many other good games that's out there right now that you can be buying.
Yeah,
That's true.
Take time and effort.
It feels like this really is the golden age of gaming. There's absolutely so many choices of games that you can play now and in the past that are all amazing.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
Like Call of Duty had its time. There's a lot of good like Titanfall. If it wasn't for COD, Titanfall would have like been like a really dope game.
Yeah,
it probably would have relevant
I
today.
mean, look at how popular Apex is.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
And,
Titanfall
like,
2 is an incredible game, but yeah, it was released on the same day as I think one or two other AAA titles that really took the thunder from it. I think Battlefield 1 and something else.
Yep. And the same thing with
Same thing with Battlefield.
that too, and the game that Overwatch, not Overwatch, but the game that they got overshadowed by Overwatch. I forgot what it was. You know
What game got overshadowed by Overwatch?
It's like the game came out like 2 days after Overwatch, like a week after, like a week before Overwatch.
What was it about?
Same thing.
Oh, was it
Same
like
thing.
Paladins, I think?
I think it was called Paladins. Yeah, I think it was called Paladins. Yeah, they that game was supposed to be like the new thing, but then Overwatch came out and then people forgot about it.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. There's these weird things that these companies do sometimes where they can place their release date on the same date as something else and just kind of overshadow and overtake it. And it's really weird. I had this theory about Ubisoft that Ubisoft makes good games, but you don't buy it the year they came out. You wait about 2 years until it's actually patched into a playable state.
Yeah, perfect.
I'm trying to think like
Ubi and EA are like the most like what's the word I'm looking for? They're the biggest culprits of that. Like they'll release great games, but you have to wait a while to play them.
No, not necessarily true, because when Dead Space 1 and 2 came out, they were
Who was that?
That was by EA. Yeah, that was by EA, and that was praised for like one of like the newest, best survival horror games. Until they pulled the same crap that they did in Resident Evil 6 for Dead Space 3.
Right.
They put co-op in it. They did stuff that nobody wanted.
Yeah.
No one wanted co-op in Dead Space 3. No one wanted to be running and gunning in a survival horror game.
Yeah, that's kind of been the trend for the last couple of years in gaming. Like, Adam, have you seen The Last of Us 2 reviews?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of them.
Oh my God. Like, I didn't know how to feel after I seen the ending of that game. I was just sitting there like, this is not the game that we wanted. And a lot of people felt that way. And I'm just like, what the hell is this?
It feels
I
like,
don't
yeah,
know.
it got distorted past what it
Yeah,
originally
I heard
was.
about I heard about it. Like the first one, like people loved it, and
it
then
was
the
amazing.
second one they just fucked it up.
Yeah, they messed it up. Like I like it gets to a point where it's like they want to try to be different. They want to try to do something new, but it almost digresses so far from the original, the OC, the original content that like it gets lost in translation. Like we understood that the developer and the producer wanted to go a specific route with it, but they end up leaving us wanting.
Hmm.
And I feel like it's been happening a lot lately with a lot of games that have been coming out in the recent years.
It's like
Mass Effect Andromeda is a perfect example of that.
Oh yeah, that one. That's such an unfortunate way to go with the series that was so beloved.
Mhm.
Even
oh
in
yeah,
the third game, the whole series, the whole trilogy of Mass Effect, the original one, was really great. I think up until like the ending of three, and then the ending of three just kind of went absolutely downhill. But the rest of it,
oh
up until
yeah.
that like last 15 minutes, was like beautiful.
Yeah, it was gorgeous. It was amazing. Like I was so happy, and then like I get to the ending. I remember my roommate when I was living in California. He was the one who put me on a Mass Effect. He had like all the games, and then he was just like, you know, here. You can play them, and I had just got my Alienware M17, so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna buy them on PC and just play them that way, and I'll just go through all the games in order. And then like I remember I got to, he was like, don't get mad at me when you get to the end of the third game, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And then I got to the end of the third game, and I remember like I woke up one morning and he was like making breakfast, and I'm just like in the kitchen, like, dude, what the, like, what is this? He's like, yeah, man, I know. Just don't get mad at me. Like, I'm really sorry. You enjoyed the rest, right? And I'm like, yeah, I enjoyed the rest. But what the hell was this ending?
Well, okay. So what would you rather have done for the ending?
I would have rather had all the choices that I made throughout all three games have some kind of impact on my end. Like, you know how we have those games nowadays that have like 20 or like Until Dawn is an example. Detroit Become Human is example. Like those games where they have like multiple endings depending on what what choices you made throughout each game.
Well,
I would have rather had all my choices cumulate comma
use your
damn
words.
it.
I can edit that out. That's fine.
Yeah,
No,
culminate into something
yeah,
meaningful.
yeah, I get what you mean. But like, but they was already doing that.
They were doing that up to a point, and then
They
they were
was
just
doing
like,
that from
"Well,
the first and second one. You like all the like each choice you made
yeah,
from
it
the
had an
first and
effect
second one.
on
Yeah,
what was going to happen in the game
for
going forward."
no, yeah, but also it gives you different endings for each game. So if if you did certain things in the first one, you get different endings in that. Just
Yeah,
like the second one. But then it's like if there's like eight different endings in the first one, right?
right.
And then the choices you made carry on to the second one,
Yep.
then you need a double. You need a yeah, you need to double that those eight different endings, so it'll make sense for the next one, for the
Right.
second one, and then when that one you have to double it again.
Yep.
So that's like 30, and that's just I'm just thinking about eight. I don't know how many like separate endings you could have. I mean, I don't know how many endings you can that was available for the first and second one.
The first one was like, I think three total.
There's a lot more than that.
Mhm.
Yes, it is. Because you gotta keep in mind who you're saving and who you're killing off throughout that game, bro.
Yeah.
So
Which-
like there's more than that. Like every
Yeah.
choice impacted each part. So like, and I'm saying eight just as a minimum. So that's 32
Right,
different
right.
endings for the last one. I'm not saying that what they did was right, but it's like for to try to satisfy everybody and also keep a certain deadline, you might be better off just making one ending. That's 32 different possibilities that you got to go through from the first game to the third for it to make some sense.
Right. But if you weren't ready to even tackle that possibility, then why make the game in the first place?
Because okay, give you an example. You remember you probably never played Duke Nukem before. Have you ever played Duke Nukem before?
No, I've
Same
never
shit like
played.
Doom.
I can't
Okay,
say I
so
have.
yeah, okay, so Duke Nukem is just like Doom, right? Same damn thing. Just now it's just only about aliens. So for Duke Nukem, the last Duke Nukem that came out was called Duke Nukem Forever. It took them about over
That was like
4 years to make that game to make that game. So like
No, it was way longer.
No, I'm just giving you just an
Okay.
example. So like the game was supposed to be was supposed to come out like 2002. didn't come out to like 2008.
No, it was supposed to come out like 90 something.
Oh
actually.
no, okay. Even still, like 98, and it was supposed to come out like 2008. That was a 10-year gap. They were so far behind that the game was laughed at because it was so far behind. The longer you take to make the game, especially nowadays in this industry when people can just pop out games every year, you can't take all that time to make out all those possibilities.
That wasn't the reason why Duke Nukem Forever was bad.
No, bro, no. Trust me, I played it. It was garbage.
No, I know that.
It was garbage because every. What? My bad. Go ahead.
There's a story behind it. So
I know the
basically
story.
what ended up happening was the developer, the main director of the game. So while they were making the game, there would be like a new advancement in gaming, like you know, some kind of new mechanic or like new dev kit or something that would come out. And he was like, oh, I want that in my game. Oh, I want that in my game. So it would always set back the game because like every time something out like the Euphoria engine that runs in Rockstar games, you know, like the ragdolls and stuff, like how they're like really natural.
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, I want that in my game. And oh, I want I want you to be able to like draw stuff with your hand in the game and stuff like he was overthinking and overshooting to what his own team could do. So the game was in development hell for like 15 years.
So
and then eventually they ran out of a budget, so they had to release the game.
No. So isn't that what you think Mass Effect 3 was not trying to do?
No, honestly, they're backed by EA, one of the biggest, the biggest.
But it still takes time, though.
It takes time. I understand that, but they have the funds and the team to do so.
And actually, did you buy that game?
What game?
Mass Effect 3.
Yeah. No, did I? No, I actually played it for free.
Okay, well, for everybody who bought that game and still played it, that's that.
I bought the first two, but the third one I got for free, like on a coupon or something like that.
That's it. But like I said, you just have you have to come out. You have to come up with games like that.
Yeah, you have to produce. And people had been waiting on that game for years. But honestly, that was the fault of the developer. That wasn't the fault of what could have been done, because the game could have came out a long time ago and it could have been perfect.
No, it wouldn't, because there was always going to be something wrong with any type of game.
Yeah, it's impossible to really make a perfect game, but there's a point, I think, where you can put a pin in it and call it good. I think that's like the reason maybe Half-Life 3 hasn't also come out, is because people want perfection, and I don't think they're going to have perfection. But Half-Life Alyx came out, and that one has really great reviews. I actually need to play that one. I own it in a VR set, so I have to get to that one.
Yeah, things just kind of, I mean, it's kind of like the same reason, like, you know, we're not getting another Half-Life.
Nope.
We're getting Half-Life Alyx, which is a VR title, and it's a prequel, but it's something that's salivate on for Half-Life series right now, and I think that's pretty good. I mean, at least they're making an effort to give us something. I mean, we're still waiting on a new Left 4 Dead and stuff like that, but I feel like it will.
Nah, man, it was hype about that like a year or two after Left 4 Dead 2 came out, and it's not happening. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know if Valve can count 3, unfortunately.
Yeah, we're not doing that one.
Hey, that's a good
Because I've seen like a trailer where they had just like a bunch of like 4 old people, and it was supposed to be like, you know, those supposed to be protagonists. Never happened. So like they're not gonna do it. That'll be tripping.
Well, regardless, I think that's unfortunately all the time that we have today. So yeah, Vic, if you want people to find you, where can we find you? What's your social medias?
So my Instagram is Miles underscore ultimate underscore Spider-Man. You can find me there. My Facebook, my official Facebook page is facebook.com/Miles Morales 616. My Twitch is Code Zero, and yeah, I think that's about it. My YouTube is Code Zero as well.
Perfect. Keshan, where can we find you?
So I have a couple different social media. So I got one for the gaming side, which is Slickum 3000, capital SLICKEM 3000, and it's the same thing for my YouTube channel. And if you want to check out something else that I do, which is more on the automotive side, my IG for that one is Maximer_HP. That is MAXIMUMER_HP.
Perfect. I'm Adam Kilbo, aka Nerdy Hydra. You can find me on Twitch at the same name, Nerdy Hydra. And for Black Ice, you can find our Black Ice website at blackice.gg, Facebook and YouTube. You can find at Black Ice Esports. You can see our Instagram at blackice.esports or our Twitch channel, which we are constantly streaming on, at Black Ice Club. Thank you everyone for joining. I appreciate it, and have a good day.
Oh, wait, one more thing. I just
yeah.
released a stream site. That is code0.stream if you want to check that out. Most of my donations go straight through there if you guys want to just come and hang out. If you like what you see, drop a bill or two. Spare some change, but other than that, yeah.
Alright, perfect. And from us here at Black Ice, everyone, I hope you have a good day.